Good afternoon and greetings from California. I was thinking about the real enemy that we face here, the invisible enemy. And we all should know what that is. That is the one enemy that we have in this world, the devil. That's the real enemy that we face here. So it's important not to get into arguments, fights with family, with friends, with anybody really, but it's good to stay focused on not even to stay focused on the enemy that we face here, but to stay focused on our salvation through Jesus Christ, which is what this all comes down to. It's a big test for all of us here, for all of us Christians to hold strong, to stay strong, and for all of the non-Christians to be strong and to find Jesus Christ and to get to know him and to realize that he is the one true God. And that's what really matters here. So that's what I'll be looking for as we move forward here. And just the tension rising, everybody wants to get back to normal, wants to get back to work. I don't know a whole lot of people who want to who would rather take this government checks and take the government money. I think people want to work. We were made to work. Men were made to work in the fields, and women were made to have children. It's just the way it is. We've upset the natural course of life, and the fear is that we will never get that back. And it brings up the question of what is normal? What is the new normal if it's not the New World Order? It's what they've been trying to create. It's what the devil has been trying to do for a long time. And it's what the devil will continue to try to do forever until Christ comes, until we get there. So until we do, we got to stay strong and we got to stay focused. And so I just hope that we'll all keep in mind, to remember to love each other. Love your enemies too. That's a hard one, but we can do it. God will put you in spots where you can help other people. And if you're in that spot, it's very important. It's very important because God put you there for a reason, to help others. And that's what we're commanded to actually do. We are commanded to spread the word of Jesus Christ, to spread the good news. And it is good news. It's the only good news. If you take Jesus Christ out of your life, you have no good news. You have nothing. You are nothing. And I think that's the message that we all need as we try to get back to some type of a normal life. But really, it's like a reset button, hitting the reset button to where we're gonna take it to the next step, to the next level. Never going back. Going backwards is not a good thing. It might seem good because yesterday, because we made it through yesterday, and we want today to be like yesterday. But we have to keep moving forward, keep pushing forward, setting new heights, doing new things. God is commanding us to do some amazing things during this time, commanding you to do some great things. And all you must do is listen to him and do it. And it's easier said than done, but it must be done. The devil is trying to separate us, self-quarantine us, and it's up to us whether we're gonna sit back, let it happen, or stand up and take notice. And that doesn't mean to do anything violent or to do any tricks or anything like that. God will show you. God will lead you to what he wants you to do during this time. So we've got to keep an open mind. We have to be ready. The invisible enemy, the real enemy that we face, We can learn everything we need to know by reading our Bible, by studying our Bible, rereading it over and over and over again. So I don't think we've ever gone through anything like this. The world has never gone through anything like this. This is this is a worldwide, global attack. This is the new world order that we're living in. We've been living in it. Probably most of us probably grew up in it, didn't even know what it was. There's an odor about it, the New World Order, which is a book that I'm working on right now too. And going back through all of the John F. Kennedy stuff, and there's just so much data there. But trying to go back and reading and listening to what Kennedy was saying back then, to Jim Garrison, who was the only man to ever try somebody for John F. Kennedy's murder. It did a really good job, I thought. I thought he did a really good job. And I don't know, that's really about it. That's all I wanted to just kind of touch on here. There's a lot of new things that are happening, but everything just kind of feels more tense. And in California, it's really hard. Once they take our rights from us, it's really hard to get any of those back. It just becomes the new normal, right? I don't want wearing masks to be the new normal here. It shouldn't be. It doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. Unless you're sick, unless you got some issues, but it should be a choice. That's the way that I see it. I'll take my chances with it. I'd be in church right now if I could, if they would let me, but the church doesn't see the need to go back, so that's the way it is. It's up to them. It's up to the businesses, but people are suffering. I think today it's up to 33 million people filing for unemployment, just filing for unemployment. That's a huge number. And that's growing. And if we don't get back to work, if we don't get the country back, then that's going to get worse. But if we do open up everything right now, the other issue is there's going to be all these guidelines and all this stupid crap. Got to wear a mask. Can't sit too close to anybody. It's the paranoia. It's that fear that is really going to kill people. It's the unknown, the enemy that you can't see. It can be a very scary one, especially if people are already frantic, naturally, normally frantic. It's going to be a big headache for them. It's going to be a lot of trouble. And without Jesus Christ, that fear will take you over, whether you realize it or whether you don't. With Him, you realize that all this is temporary. A lot of it doesn't matter. We're all going to go home one day to be with Jesus Christ. So let's do something great on this earth while we're here. Let's make it worthwhile. Let's make the best of what we have, the best of what God gives us. Let's not wonder why God hasn't given us more when we don't even appreciate what God has given us. And that's the way I feel sometimes. I don't get up every morning and pray like I should. I should, and I don't. I do pray, but I don't have these set things to just say, okay, every morning. It should be natural. It should be second nature to just wake up every morning and pray and thank God. Thank God. Thank you for everything you've given me, and thank you for letting me be here one more day. And ask, what can I do for you, Lord, today? And I don't do that, but I am working on that. This is a very challenging time in my life, and I'm sure in your life it's a very challenging time too. And to have family and friends to lean on is great. To help is great. You have to have that. Can't be too proud to ask for help either if you need it. There's nothing wrong with that. there was some big celebrity thing that I heard about a couple weeks ago, I guess, and they were raising money for the coronavirus and all this, and somebody brought up a good point. It's like all these rich and famous people are trying to raise money off of us regular common folks. I mean, there's definitely something wrong with that, but it's just all the fortune and fame, and it just reminds me just how evil all that stuff is, and how lost and trapped people can be living in that bubble, in the Hollywood bubble, and people trying to break their way into the Hollywood bubble to get inside. And it's just a circus. It just looks like a big mess. And I thank God every day, I'm not part of that. I just want to be me. I just want to be a good Christian. And that takes time, and it takes effort, and only God knows for sure. And I'm reminded of that every day, to stay humble, to stay focused. Pick your battles. Be smart, be wise, use wisdom. I have to remind myself of these things. Sometimes I would look around in my life and ask God, why am I here? What are you doing to me? Why do you have me here? Why do you want me here? Why do you want me to look at this? And what I've learned over the years is that God has me right where He wants me. Just because I don't understand it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It doesn't mean that I should get sad over that, because I want to be over here, God. You've got me right here. Well, who do you think is right? Am I right, or is God right? And I think we all know that. We all know the answer. So I've tried to learn to just, okay, we're going through this coronavirus. Let's buckle up. Let's deal with it. We're not going to crawl in a corner, and at the same time, we're not going to burn everything down. You got to have that balanced life. And if you don't have Jesus Christ in your life, it's never too late. It's never too late to ask Jesus Christ to come into your life, to be the one, to lean on Him. Lean on Him, pray to Him. He will answer your call every time. He will. Every time. He's knocking at our doors constantly, and it's up to us if we're going to let Him in or not. But we will be tried, and we will be tested. And that is just the way it is. So buckle up, get ready, because we got a long ride, and we have not seen anything yet. Look at Revelations, and you can see where this is all going. Haven't seen any of that yet. Physical things coming out of the ocean, one world leaders raising up the false prophet and then killing him. It's just some crazy stuff that is not necessarily a timeline. It's not like, okay, well, this is a timeline. You can kind of see it. But remember, God doesn't dwell in time. These things that are happening spiritually, they're not revolved around man-made time. And that's all we are looking at. And it's another reason why I don't get into, well, we've been here for 2,000 years. No, we've been here for, 5,000 years, whatever it is. So I think that's the other option here. Let's see. Just looking at some guy selling some stuff on the corner. Interesting. So, that's all I can say. I don't know what else to really say. I don't know what else to do. I know that I've got to slow my life down, and sometimes I multitask too much to the point where it's not good for me. But a lot of the times what I feel happening is it's this, this call to do something, and it just drains me. The energy is just completely draining, and it's like I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing or if it's a bad thing all the time. But like I said, if I feel called, if I feel like God wants me to do something, then I'm gonna do it. And if I'm not doing what He wants me to, I'm sure that He's gonna show me. But I wish I had a better answer for how we can all deal with this virus and how we can all deal with this stuff. What I know is that when people stand up and say no to the government, when they stand up and they fight back, we're winning. The people are winning when they do that, and we're just not seeing a lot of that in California. And it does only take one person. It just takes one person to stand up and say, no, I'm going to open up my business. I'm going to take that risk. And if enough people do it, there's really nothing the government can do. It's nice to have sheriffs who will actually back you up and say, we're not going to enforce these stupid laws, or laws that aren't even real laws. That's always nice. And I think that encourages other people too, so they don't have to worry about getting a lawyer for these fines that they can't pay right now anyways. So what is the whole problem? But I think when people get desperate, that's when it's like, what, I need to open up, I need to make money. And I think what we're seeing right now is the small businesses. Vince McMahon's wife was on Fox News the other day. She was on Lou Dobbs, I think, and she's saying that the small businesses are going to be the one to lead this country back. That we're going to reopen first. These hair salons, barbershops, all these things that people might not think that they're important or that they're necessary, but everybody has to make a living. We've got to live. We've got to make money, and it's easy when I'm not a barber, so it's easy for me to think, well, yeah, keep them closed because it doesn't affect me. I didn't create that business. It's not my livelihood. And there are many people out there, that's all they have. They got this business, started a business, and boom, this thing happens and their business is gone. That's not right. This is war. This is the biggest invisible warfare that we're seeing here, is happening to the regular people. It's a target on us. Corporations, big companies, they'll be fine. They'll find some other way or something. Small businesses have to get creative, and that's what Linda McMahon was saying, who used to work for the White House. She was on the small business panel or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what happened, why she is no longer there. Maybe she had to go back to help the WWE. One of the biggest small businesses turned into a corporation, turned into, they got the stocks, they got all that stuff now. So anyways, small businesses will be the way. That's why they're the biggest target here. And I just hope that we can change this country, turn this thing around for the better. And we got to try. It's not going to hurt us, but we got to try.